derivative. So today we are going to discuss the partial derivative, and in the last lecture we have discussed limit and continuity. So you know that when the function is depending upon more than one variable. So let us suppose variable is x1, x2, x3, and so on up to xn. And normally we will take the example of function depending on two variable, but here I am going to discuss where if the function depending upon more than one variable, maybe 3, 4, 5, and here I am taking n variable. So let us suppose this function is z. So when you have the derivative, you know that we have done derivative. So when you will find the derivative of function, so before taking the derivative of this function, you just take if the function depending upon a single variable, like say only x, and y is the depending, means you are taking fx is equal to y. So if you want to find out the derivative of f, the basic definition, it will be f dash x, or you can write derivative of y. Derivative means change in y with respect to change in x. This is the representation of the derivative. Okay, so you can find that derivative, even you can write derivative of f with respect to x. Okay, so what is the definition means change in x. If your x changing from x to x plus h, so this is the definition, fx plus h minus fx upon h, limit h approaches to 0. This is the definition of the derivative of a function depending upon single variable. So this is the derivative of a fx, the basic definition. Okay, so see, means what is the basic idea when you will find the derivative of f with respect to x, because f is only depending on x. But if you will find the derivative, means change in this function, okay, with respect to x1, because this function depending upon x1 also, x2 also, x3 also, and so on. So you can find the change in a function either with respect to x1 or either with respect to x2 and so on. So that will not be the total change, because here we are finding only change with respect to x1. I will give a very interesting example here. So keep this example in your mind whenever you have any confusion, derivative of a function depending upon more than variable. Let us suppose you have a 5 subject, S1, S2, S3, and so on, S5, S4. So you are getting the total maximum marks are 100. So you are getting 73 marks, you are getting 72 marks, you are getting 54 marks, you are getting 60 marks, you are getting 70 marks. Let us suppose. Okay. So I am taking there the average student example. So we have 5 subject and you will get the total of this. Okay. Now what is I'm going to means your sum, your total depending upon all 5 subject. If S1 will change, means from 73 to 70, that will not be total change, because total may also change with respect to x2 also. Total of this total marks may also change with respect to x3, also change with respect to x4, also change with respect to 5. So how we can say if you have changing only the marks of subject 1, that will be the total change? So you can't say that. In the same way, if you have a function depending on x1, x2, and so on xn, how you will say that if I am finding the derivative change in f with respect to x1, this will be the total change? So that will not be the total change. So that change, if your function, try to understand this line, if your function depending upon more than one variable and you are finding change means derivative of the function with respect to one variable, that will not be the total derivative or total change, that will be the partial derivative. So here we will write this partial derivative in the special representation that is known as a curl. So you will write curl f by curl x1. curl f by curl x2. This is the partial derivative of f with respect to x. Means this is not a total derivative. So first idea about the partial derivative means that is derivative is the change. So you are going to find the change in the function. And if your function depending on more than one variable, how you will say that it is will be total change? So that will be the partial change. Partial change means partial derivative. Now take the example of a function depending upon two variables, because ideally we are going to discuss the function depending upon only two variables. So if you are finding the derivative of f, that I will name it as a curl f with respect to x, it is known as a first derivative. First derivative. First partial derivative you can say, or you can say another most standard is the partial derivative of first order. Okay, so you can find the derivative of f with respect to x. Order means the only one derivative. So even you can have derivative of with respect to y also. So how you will write this? Curl f by curl x. You know that the derivative of fx when x depending upon only x, which will be fx plus h minus fx upon h limit h approaches to 0. So what you will do here, see, very interesting to see. Now your function is depending upon x and y also. Okay, same definition. See, function depending upon x only, here function depending on x. Now you are finding the change in x only. You are finding the change in f with respect to x. So you are only finding that change in x. So in place of h, I am going to take delta h, delta x. Delta x, delta x is the small change. Correct? So you will get here with here is h, here will be the delta x. Only you are changing x, not y. Y will be same. So limit delta x approaches to 0. This is the definition of derivative of f with respect to x. In the same way, if you want to find out derivative of f with respect to y, partial derivative. Why it is partial derivative? Because f is depending upon x and y both. So whenever you want to find out the derivative of f with respect to x, you write it as a partial, curl, this symbol. Otherwise you will write d if it is total. So it will be x, x will not change, y plus delta y, xy upon delta y, and limit delta y approaches to 0. So this is the definition of first order partial derivative. Very easy to find out. And one more thing is there. You will represent in the short way is fx. So here subscripts is there x. Okay, and so even if in more detail, because normally we will avoid to write x and y. Okay, so that's why you can put here, and even you can write it like fx only. So same way, here is the partial derivative with respect to r. Even you can write fy. That is another important thing. So this is the definition. And one more interesting thing, very interesting to see it. If you want to find out derivative of f with respect to x when x is equal to a and x is equal to b, means after finding the derivative you are going to put x is equal to a and y is equal to b. So you will find the derivative first, then you will put the variable value, because many questions based on this. So this is very simple, just same definition. You will write, you will solve this everything, and limit delta x approaches to 0. Only in place of x you will write a delta x, y is b, nothing else, simple, f a b upon and delta x. And even You can avoid this delta x also. Okay, you can take h even, you can take even h in both the cases. So you can take for just for your to solve in the easy representation. So you can take this, and in the same way, if you want to find out the derivative of function with respect to y at x is equal to a and b, you will write h approaches to 0, limit a as it is, b plus h. H is a small change, maybe in x or maybe in y. Fab upon h. I hope it is clear to everyone. This is very important example and very useful example to understand how you will find the partial order derivative at any point. Here point is 0 0. Okay, so at any point when the function is given with the help of basic definition. Okay, so solution, function is given. So function is given, I will not write it again. So you know that the partial derivative of the function at AB, here A is 0 and B is 0 at 0 0. So you will take 0 0, correct? It will be limit h approaches to 0 f a plus, you know that the a plus a means 0 plus h, because you are finding partial derivative with respect to x, correct? A plus h, y will be same because y is b now, minus f00 minus, sorry, upon h. So this is the basic definition that I have applied. Otherwise, you know that this is a, this is b, this is a, this is b, this is a, this is b. So the only thing you have substituted the value of a and b. Very easy to do it, not difficult. 0 0 0 0 0 0. That's all. Now function is given. The first thing is you will put limit h approaches to 0. Now here 0 plus h is h, means you are going to get the value of f h0. Okay, so in place of x you will put h, and in place of y put 0. Here in place of y you will put 0, in place of x you will put h. So you have a h cube, this is plus 2 0, this is 0. Now x square h square, and here is the plus 0, correct? Now minus f00. So value, when value of the function at 0 0 is 0, so you have a 0. F00 is 0, it is given in the question, dip upon h, correct? Now see, here h square cancel, your limit h approaches to 0, h upon h cancel, you are getting 1. So derivative of the function with respect to x at 0 0 is equal to 1. Now in the same way, if you want to find out derivative of the function with respect to y at 0 0, because you have to find at 0 0, otherwise you will find in general, h approaches to 0, f, no change in x, only change in y. What change? H, minus f00 upon h, correct? So you have, this is limit h approaches to 0, this is f0h and f00, correct? So upon h. So your function is given in place of h. Here in place of x you will put 0, in place of y you will put h, in place of y you will put h, and in place of x, here is the cube, sorry, here is the cube, let me rectify. Okay, here is the cube, here is the cube. So no problem at all, you can put here, you have limit h approaches to 0, this is limit h approaches to 0, in place of x you will put 0, 2h cube upon 0 plus h square minus 0 upon h, this is cancelled out, only you have limit h approaches to 0, 2h upon this h, h cancel, you are getting 2. So the value of the function, value of the derivative with respect to x at 0 0 is equal to 1, and value of the derivative with respect to y at 0 0 is equal to 2. This is the derivative of the function with respect to x and y with the basic definition. See, when I'm talking about the partial derivative with second order, so you know that this is the derivative of f with respect to x. So first you know that function is depending upon x and y, only depending upon two variables, correct? So if I'm writing derivative of f with respect to x, this is the first derivative and you will write it as fx. Already you know that. If you will find the one more derivative of f with respect to x, you will write it as a derivative with respect to x. One more times it will be curl square f curl x square. This is the, and how you will represent in the short, you will write double x. You will represent it. So what will be the basic definition? So when you will find the second order derivative, so already let us suppose with respect to x, so you already have the first order derivative, then you will find one more times the derivative, so this will become limit h approaches to 0. So you already have fx, very interesting, this is xy, you already have fx. So you are changing single derivative again with respect to x, only changing x plus h minus, sorry, y. Now you already x here minus fx xy upon h. In the same way, if you are finding you have derivative of f with respect to y, means fy, you have already first order derivative and you are finding derivative of y one more times, double order derivatives. Okay, so it will become curl square f curl y square. I am showing all the representation y double y. You can write it like double y here. So whenever it will be written, you can understand what is the meaning of that. So limit h approaches to 0, fy is already, one more times you are finding change in y only, or fy is already upon h, correct? So this is the definition. Another interesting thing, if you are finding you already have the derivative of f with respect to x, now you are finding with respect to y, this will be represented derivative of f with respect to x first, then with respect to y. So you already have derivative of x first. Okay, so you have fx first. Now you are finding with respect to y. So you are changing with respect to y. Very easy to understand. Even the basic definition also. Okay, so this is the another. If you have derivative of f with respect to y already, and now you are going to get the derivative. So one more thing, how you will write it in the short, f y x, correct? This is another short way. Now you are finding with respect to x, so this is curl square f curl x curl y. You can write it is x and y. So limit h approaches to 0, fy is already, now you are finding with respect to x. So you know that we are sharing the videos also with you, and you can see it again and again if you have any doubt. So these are the basic definition, and very interesting thing I will prove in future. So derivative of, means double derivative of f with respect to x first and then with respect to y will always be equal to derivative of x y first and then with respect to x. They will be equal always. We will prove in future. Curl means fx yx will be is equal to fxy. So you need not to worry about this. We will show you in the future. So one more thing before moving further, I want to give one more representation. So that first derivative, let us suppose fx y depending function, I am taking z. Okay, so in place of curl f by curl x, you can write it as a curl z by curl x also. No problem at all. So one more representation I am going to give. So always the first derivative of a function with respect to x, you will name it as a p. So wherever small p is there, this is the permanent representation of the partial derivative of function with respect to x, small p. So partial derivative of f with respect to y, it will be small q always. And partial derivative of f with respect to x, double derivative, it will be always represent as a r, small r, not capital. So double derivative of f with respect to x and y, you can ask, sir, you can take y also, because I told you they are equal. First you can take with respect to y, then with respect to x, or first with respect to x, then with respect to y. Both are equal. It will be represented as a s. And double derivative of f with respect to y, it will be represented as t. So you must know what is the meaning of small p, what is the meaning of small q, what is the meaning of small r, what is the meaning of small s, what is the meaning of small t. So when in future many times you will see these kind of a representation in the question, correct? And one more thing is there, you need to uh, one more interesting thing is there. So there is one representation, I maybe I have done not correctly. When you have a derivative of curl f by curl x, and you are finding with respect to y. So here I have given wrong representation. I will correct it. It will be f first x, first x. So you will write x first here, then y. You will put here. Okay. So representation not in the same order. First x, then y. Correct. So you must keep this thing in your mind. Okay. So if I have done this thing in a different way, like here you will write x y, and this is yx, because first y then x. I hope this all these things are clear to you. See this question, we have given z is equal to log of this, and we want to prove this is equal to this. So if you will see in the left hand side that we want to prove, you have a derivative of z with respect to x, and z depending on two variable, means that's why it is partial derivative. If you want to take left hand side, you need to find these two values, means curl z by curl x, and I am not going to find with the basic definition, I am going to find directly. So you must listen very carefully how you will find the derivative of z with respect to x first. Okay, now see, when you will find the derivative of z with respect to x, this will be the log u. Know the derivative of log u, derivative of log u. U is any function of x, 1 over u and derivative of u again. This is the chain rule. You know the formula. I will share all the formulas after this, because you have done all these things in the previous classes. That's why I'm not discussing the differentiation, the basic formulas. I will share all the formula, and I will try to discuss simultaneously which formula I am going to use it. Derivative of log u is 1 over u and derivative of u again. So listen, you are finding the derivative of z with respect to x. Now keep this thing in your mind. When you are finding with respect to x, then y will be constant. Once again I am repeating it. When you are finding the derivative with respect to x, then y will be constant. Okay, and if you are finding the derivative of z with respect to y, then x will be constant. Keep only this thing in your mind, you will do very easily. Now log u, 1 over u, and derivative of u again, and you are finding derivative with respect to x, and u is this is u, correct? Now 1 over x square plus y xy plus y square. Now derivative of x square, because you are finding the derivative of x square, it is 2x. Now derivative of xy, you know that you are finding derivative with respect to x, y will be constant, it will be out of the derivative. Derivative of x is 1, you will get only y. Now derivative of y square, y is constant, this will be 0. So you are getting 2x plus y upon x square plus xy plus y square. This is the derivative of z with respect to x. Now find the derivative of z with respect to y. Very easily. 1 over u x square plus xy plus y square, and derivative of u again x square xy plus y square. So x square xy plus y square. So derivative of x square with respect to y 0, because you must know when you are finding the derivative with respect to y, x will be constant and derivative constant is 0. Now here x is constant, it will be out of the derivative y is 1. So only x is there. So derivative y square is 2y, because you are finding the derivative with respect to y. So you will get x plus 2y upon x square plus y square. So xy plus y square. Now take the left hand side that we want to prove. So left hand side is x curl z by curl x plus y curl z by curl y. Now put the value of x. Curl z by curl x. Curl z by curl x is this. So you have a 2x plus y upon x square plus into xy plus y square plus y. Put the value of curl z by curl y. So this is x plus 2y upon x square plus xy plus y square. Correct? So you will take the LCM. LCM is same, x square plus xy plus y square. Now x multiply with 2x, you have a 2x square. X multiply with xy, you are getting xy. Now y multiply with x, you are getting xy. Y multiply with 2, you are getting 2y square. So what you are having here, 2x square, 2y square, and xy, 2xy. So student, you have x square plus xy plus y square. So what you are getting next? So 2 is common in the numerator. You are getting 2 common, x square plus y square plus xy. You have a x square xy plus y square. This is cancel out. You are getting 2 is equal to right hand side. Hence proved.